So something we stopped discussing since COVID time is manufactured anger. And I remember around 2020, 2021, this was such a big thing because those protests and the riots and all those things were really big back then. And we used to say that a lot of things were manufactured anger. And we went beyond those that time as well, where people would feel strongly angry against a brand because they had really one bad PR move or something like that, right? And we would just say that it's manufactured anger. And I think we kind of moved past it. We stopped discussing it as a group. And I kind of want to just bring it up here and kind of elaborate on how it's been kind of more low key, kind of hidden in society, but I think it's actually a little bit more annoying than it was back then. So I'm 24 years old right now, and a lot of my peers, 21 through 28, they have a lot of strong opinions. And I'm sure if you're a guy or girl, you see it on Instagram, you see it on TikTok, you see it on YouTube Shorts, you see the political view and kind of where it's going, right? So these guys have strong opinions against a foreign country or something Trump is doing, something somebody else is doing, a politician is doing, right? These guys have strong opinions. And the reason why I'm bringing all of this up is because recently in Florida here, we had our Florida primary election for the parties, right? It's who the party wants to represent themselves for governor of Florida coming up on this election term. And I had a lot of people in my friend group and even job where they had a lot of strong opinions about certain candidates or certain policies or whatever it could be, right? They had a lot of strong opinions. They were angry. They just had a lot to say. And I actually had a lot less to say. After election day, I came out and asked everyone who they voted for. Just curious who they voted for if they voted. If they didn't want to tell me, I just want to ask them if they voted. And nobody voted. And when I heard that no one voted, when I asked these questions and no one voted, except for me, I voted. Um, no one else voted. It kind of just made me realize that I'm just speaking to a bunch of manufactured emotions. Like these guys aren't even angry. You know, how can you say you're angry if you're not going to go out to the poll and vote, right? How can you say you strongly disagree with a policy if you're not going to vote against it? How can you say you strongly agree with a policy if you're not going to vote for it? And I voted because I feel like it's one of the few ways we can influence, very little, but we can influence the world around us. I voted for the things that will benefit me, of course. And there's nothing wrong with that. I hope that everyone votes for the things that benefit them and the things that benefit the most people win. That's just how democracy is, right? It doesn't benefit everyone, it just benefits the majority. But that's why I wanted them to vote because their views sometimes align very well with mine, and they didn't go out to vote. It just doesn't make any sense. So why are you so angry all the time? Why are you so against certain policies? Why do you talk about politics like you have skin in the game? Is my question, and that all ties back into this COVID time idea of the manufactured anger. I think a lot of people we talk today really are just a muppet, a puppet. Like they're just like someone else's, like whoever is above them, whoever is on their YouTube feed, their Instagram feed, is giving them this information. It's making them angry. You know, they're not even in a dystopian sense. The emotions that they have are not even theirs anymore. Their views are not even theirs, right? And it's kind of bothersome. And maybe I'm overthinking it with this whole voting situation thing, but in a way, like if you heard the conversation that I've had, and if you're a young male or woman, I'm sure you've noticed how extreme views are getting out on the youth, right? On the people that are under 30 years old, how extreme views are getting. So you always hear these extreme views and very angry views about certain policies and certain moves that our politicians may be making right now, but they never show up and when it matters, right? So it's just ridiculous. I think it's really just manufactured anger. I'm not even angry. I just want a better community, better society, more beneficial to the future I have planned. So that's what I vote for. And if people vote for something else, I'm not against them. They have every right to. But at the same time, if you are so angry, you have so many opinions, but you don't show up where it matters, it just doesn't make any sense. And once again, I may be overlooking into this voting thing, but it isn't just that simple. I think it's a pattern that I've been seeing in life. I think for a lot of things, we have a lot of manufactured anger. I remember when a couple months ago, Gaza. the Gaza Strip being bombed was massive. And I think pretty sure to this day, Iran, Gaza, places like that are getting bombed, and there's children, women, men that are getting innocent civilians are getting bombed. And people stop posting them. You don't see it as much as it was because it's not trending anymore, right? It's like manufactured sadness right there. So I just want to make this video to kind of waken you up a little bit. If you have these manufactured tendencies, like if you feel angry from chronically being online, or if you feel sad or anything like that, I also kind of fault, no matter how conscious I feel, I also fault myself. I see a lot of content that I shouldn't be consuming over long periods, or even just too much of it. It can be good in short bursts, but over a long period of time, it can't be. And I think a lot of these content can be harmful in the long run. But once again, guys, I'm going to post a video a day for the next year. We're over 60 videos, so just stay tuned. And if you like this content, please drop a like. Thank you so much.